Hey guys, this is Burt from Chunk Knockout and Chunk, and you are watching So Fucking Cool magazine.
Alright, So Fucking Cool here with Burt from Chunk, no Captain Chunk.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good, very good. I actually kind of woke up. That was a very long night. That was like 10-hour drive or something. Bumpy road. So yeah, that was a tough night and kind of tired, but got some coffee and everything. I'm stoked for today.
Gotta keep on moving, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Got the headline spot tonight, is that right?
Yeah, it's not really headlining. It's just us playing pretty much last. We can say that.
Considering, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so hard on the Warped Tour, you know what I mean? Because there's no actual headlining spot, there's no opening spot. Because it's fucking tomorrow, you might get the lottery and you're playing at 11:15.
Yeah, and that happened in New York. Like we were like playing first. We were playing first, and we were like hangover, like crazy. And we arrived in New York. Hey, you play first, get on stage, and the hangover started to kick in just when we went to the stage. We're like, whoa. So that was rough. But yeah, like you said, there's no like headlining bands. I mean, there's like the main stages, like all the biggest bands, you know. But yeah, it's cool that rotates every day. It's kind of like a random order, so it's cool. Like each band can like have actually like a great spot at some points during the tour. So yeah,
very cool. Now this tour right here, it's pretty unique. I mean, there is a very diverse lineup, and there are some bands that's been out for years. Be coming out on that stage. I mean, some of these guys had hits before these kids were even born that are coming out there.
Oh yeah. I'm stoked to like, I don't know, if I think about it, just playing with like New Found Glory or Yellow Card. Like I don't know, these are the bands I grew up with, you know. So
right.
I can't believe that right now we're on tour together playing Warped Tour, especially us as a French band. It's crazy, it's insane.
Yeah. I mean, Yellow Card, that's a special experience. I mean, they're broken up after this and stuff.
Yes,
so
unfortunately.
Yeah, that sounds, but I mean, at least you got the last.
Yeah, it's a big deal. But but I understand that at some point, like that kind of band wants to like come to an end just because, they've been touring for so long. They've put out like a lot of albums, and they're still very successful. But I can understand that like at a certain point you wanna do something else, turn that page and start to write another one, you know. So I don't know, we're not at that point as a band. We're still like a young band,
but you're still popular, man. I mean, I would have never guessed that you were, besides you telling me just now that you're from France, because Chunk, no Captain Chunk, is so fucking big in the States. I mean, you guys are constantly playing here. You're touring quite a bit. I mean, now, you know, when you sit there and told me, I would have never fucking guessed that shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's good. For me, I take that as a compliment because at first it was kind of like a handicap for us. Like the fact that we were like from overseas, from France, like we're not even like talking in English when like, I don't know, we're not speaking English. We're like, so it's hard for a band in France to make it to the States, you know, to get signed on an American label and do what we've done. And we've been touring here constantly for like 5 years, so it's kind of this is our third time playing Warped Tour, and we're just proud. It's cool, and the band keeps like evolving, getting more mature, and that's pretty cool. I mean, we're like very proud. If we think about it, it's a good thing.
Now you just mentioned that, you know, speaking English is difficult. How does that work singing? You know what I mean? I mean, like, no band has that fucking accent when they're out there singing their songs, and you know, like, how does that come into play?
So, well, first of all, our English is much better than it was 5 years ago. Like, I couldn't hardly have this conversation with you right now like 5 years ago. That would have been tough, you know, for me.
Right.
But I know we're getting better. But I mean, the accent is one thing, but also Because basically, like when you go to school in France, English is pretty much mandatory. You have to learn English, and pretty early, kids are like learning English at like 11, 12 or something at the latest. And yeah, you keep doing this until the end of high school.
Mm-hmm.
But you get like actually like all the basic stuff. Like you can make a sentence basically. You can like yeah. But it's just like theory basically. Actually, the reason why right now just like improved our English a little bit is because of touring. You know, like just.
But I'm talking about singing though. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean singing. So singing is different. Singing is like. To me, it will sound weird, but to me, singing in English is like just sounds, you know.
Right.
I mean, I get the meaning of our lyrics, obviously, because I read the lyrics. But when I'm on stage, it's mainly like sounds that I'm trying to reproduce.
Okay.
It's kind of weird, but that's pretty much the best way to like remember it and having like a solid performance. Just because you're gonna repeat exactly the same words every day, so with the same melody, pretty much. But yeah.
Do you got to work on that? I mean, do you sing a song originally with your accent and then think, you know what, I fucking can't do that because it's not going to work internationally?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot. Like I said, like the accent is also something that that requires a lot of work. I mean, yeah, because when I was in the studio to record our like 2 previous albums, I had someone to like tell me exactly how everything should sound, you know.
Right.
And we could have spent like maybe like I don't know like an entire like day on one sentence, just the pronunciation, you know. So it's tough, but once you get it right, you are singing it right, you know. You're like, and because you kind of like memorize how it should sound, and like when you get on stage, you know exactly how it should be. So yeah, but it requires a lot of efforts for sure.
Cool. And I understand you guys got a release coming out during the tour. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm very very excited about this song because it kind of have like a new kind of like a new direction. It's more like it's kind of like groovy, and I don't know. It's cool. It's still our sound, but mixed with like a different vibe. Yeah, it's very excited about this one. So yeah, in a couple days, I guess, couple weeks, before the end of the tour for sure.
Awesome. People want to follow up, they want to know more about you, they want to know what you're going to do next, they want to get the release, where are they going to go, what are they going to do?
So after this tour, we might take a break. I think that it's time to like take a break for another album. So I don't know, I wouldn't see myself going like straight to the studio like right after the tour. I need to like take a break, think of like what we want to do, where we want to go as a band. I mean, I'm just talking about like musical influences, like musical direction.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm trying to make the best 4th album ever.
Definitely. Cool. All right, man. I appreciate your time.
Thanks to you.
Thank you so much for the interview.